sincerity, say, when your character is high and people see you and they say, wow, that guy's real cool, you should try it. You should humble yourself, because sometimes you might get a little arrogant and say, well, I'm great. These people over here suck. And then you know, the character's gone. The character's destroyed after that. And then another thing is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not accept any action that isn't done for His sake. Everything should be done for His sake. And there's a story that I want to share. Actually, not a story, it's a narration. That there's a man who would pray 5 times a day. He prayed his sunnah, he prayed nafil, he prayed tahajjud, he raised, you know, he said that if you raise 2 daughters, pious daughters, you make it into the doors of heaven, right? So he did that. Matter of fact, he had many daughters that he raised piously. And you know, he was just, everybody would say this is a great guy, but on the day of judgment, all his deeds came before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and just smashed them. Why? Because they weren't done for the sake of Allah. There was no sincerity in them. That being said, we should every day wake up and say Bismillah. Every day we live is for the sake of Allah. We should leave the house in the cause of Allah. And you know, leaving the house in the cause of Allah, it could be that. Oh, sorry. Actually, when you leave the house in the cause of Allah, there's blessings in your day and blessings in your life. And there's an ayah from Surah Ali Imran. It talks about the battle of Badr. It says, قَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ آيَةٌ فِي فِئَتَيْنِ الْتَقَتَا فِئَةٌ تُقَاتِلُ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَأُخْرَى كَافِرَةٌ يَرَوْنَهُمْ مِثْلَيْهِمْ رَأْيَ الْعَيْنِ وَاللَّهُ يُؤَيِّدُ بِنَصْرِهِ مَنْ يَشَاءُ. And it talks about how the Muslims were outnumbered. Before their eyes, they thought it was 2 times. In reality, the army was 3 times. But they were fighting in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they won. There was 300 and 900 of them. 300 of us and 900 of the kafir. Yet we won because we were fighting in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There was blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it's not just when it comes to fighting. You can do everything. Everything in life can be done fi sabilillah. Working out, the way you dress, eating, you know, greeting one another and loving one another for the sake of Allah. And working out, everybody wants to work out today just to look good. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to take care of our bodies. It's a trust from Him, right? So if we're working out just because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to take care of our bodies, instead of, you know, walking around showing it off, there's blessings and it can get you into Jannah. Just like eating, if you don't overeat, so that in the middle of your prayer you feel like sleeping, or if you don't eat so little that in the middle of your prayer all you can focus on is eating, you know, eat a moderate amount for the sake of Allah, then there's blessings in it. It's Jannah in it for you. Also, getting dressed in the morning, this goes for brothers as well. We have our own hijab, and it doesn't come to just dressing, it comes to, you know, maybe in the masjid you see a pretty woman, you look down, but you leave the masjid, the first thing you do is, whoa, damn. It's like,
that's true. That's how it really
it's true.
That's how it really
I've seen it a million times. Brothers just roll out of the masjid in their car. I was like, see some chick just walk past, all their heads turn. And where's the sincerity in that? It's, you know, you didn't look down in the masjid for the sake of Allah. You look down because you're in the masjid. There's other people watching. So, and then another thing is loving each other for the sake of Allah. Like sometimes somebody might have done something wrong, and you want nothing to do with them. You just hate them. You don't want to look at them. You don't even greet them. But you should. And there's actually a story of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Wahshi, who knows who Wahshi is? You know, does anybody know Wahshi? The guy who killed his uncle in the Battle of Uhud. Killed his uncle and mutilated him, ripped his liver out of his chest. Now this guy came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He accepted Islam, and Prophet Muhammad he forgave him. He accepted his repentance. And even though this guy killed his uncle, you know, he said, "I don't want to see you." But even though this guy killed his uncle, he accepted him as one of his companions. You know, he loved him for the sake of Allah. We should learn to love one another for the sake of Allah.
To add on to that, like when we come across people who are proud and who are mean to us and who don't understand or say mean things to us, we have to remember to be humble. And,
Right.
you know what I mean? Keep that humility and try to show them love, even if they, you know what I mean? We have to love them regardless. Because Pharaoh killed like thousands of babies every year, right? And when Moses, alayhi salam, went to go and see Pharaoh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he told him, he said, you know, go be nice to him, you know, tell us, maybe he'll change. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he knows, like, you know what I mean, like, that he's not going to change, he knows everything. But he told Musa, alayhi salam, to go and be nice to him and stuff, and gave him hope to try to at least, you know, give dawah to him, so that, because as people, we're not allowed to give